today we're going to explore the feelings of shock and overexcitement. Shock and overexcitement is a feeling of the energy in our body just scattering. Shocks can occur with accidental injury, overexcitement, when events happen, we refer to it as hysteria, that type of thing. And the organ that it affects most is the heart and the pericardium, which is the protector of the heart. The heart is what houses what's called the Shen. The Shen doesn't have an exact translation in English, but it means our complete awareness. Our thoughts, our emotions, our spiritual awareness, our physical awareness through sensations, the whole thing. So something happens, I'm in an accident, the energy scatters, it affects the heart. That's why it's not uncommon for people who have been in an injury or a serious accident to often not be able to accurately recall events right around the actual incident itself. So again, like with everything else, we cannot stop from feeling shocked, but we can certainly keep it from affecting the body and help ground us back in the body, because that's what happens when something suddenly happens that feels overwhelming to me. In Western terms, I would call it, and this is me personally, disassociating. And disassociation doesn't necessarily have to be an all or nothing kind of deal. We can have levels of disassociation. So what we want to do to work with the heart and pericardium, since the heart houses our awareness, and it's interesting, in Chinese medicine, the brain is bone marrow. It's all here. It can often, if I'm not grounded in deeply, it can often interfere with my sleep. On a long term, a person who's somewhat disassociated can have a lot of accidental injuries because they're not totally in the body. So these movements will really help us come back into the body. So we're going to hold points like we did. So heart houses the Shen, this complete awareness. So the pericardium acts as a protector to that. So the pericardium takes the impact first, then eventually if the pericardium breaks down, it affects the heart. So we're going to do the two of them together. And a nice movement that I like as a segue in between the two. So the first one we're going to do is for the pericardium. I love this because the points we hold kind of look, it does look like a peace sign. If you want to make it a peace sign, you can. Actually, I'm just trying to get our awareness to certain meridians in the movements. So we begin the pericardium like this. Take a breath, take a moment. Sink into your heart. Feel the heart beating. If you can, if you can't, that's all right. Let yourself ride the breath into the heart and pericardium area. We begin like this. Inhale up and down. Up, down. And one more. Again, we do 7 of these. And we'll come back and check in with the chest and the heart. Deep breath, a movement that I'd like to do as a segue from the pericardium to the heart is called parting the curtains. And again, segmentally wise, we're working with this segment. We want to come back and have our awareness rest there. We don't want it armored. So, but to do this movement, we're going to keep the eyes on the fingertips. It's called parting the curtain. We're going to do one hand at a time to keep it simpler. So we inhale, eyes on the fingertips. Exhale like you're parting a curtain and looking out. So as you can see, this is a beautiful congruent movement between the neck, the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist. Next, inhale, we switch. Some people do alternate arm to arm. I don't. I just like to keep it simple. So unlike the actual organ movements, we're just going to keep the segue to about 3 or 4. And now we're coming back to the movement for the heart. Again, inhale, connect with the chest, and we're going to hold opposite of the pericardium. This time we're holding the first 2 fingers, so the last 2 are extended. Elbow is kind of in line with the shoulder. It doesn't have to be exactly, but we want to try to avoid this posture. And we're going to keep our eyes on the fingertips, and this one we are going to alternate. Deep breath in, fingertip to the ceiling, come back and touch the chest. Eyes on the fingertips. Inhale and exhale. Keep your awareness on the breath. Keep your awareness on your body. If it feels a little tight, that's all right. If it hurts, reduce the range of motion. Do that. As long as there's no pain, but it can be tight. Feel it out. We're doing 7 of these. So we'll do 1 more, each arm. And again, we have that beautiful congruent movement. We come back and check in, feel yourself. Each breath, sink deeper into the heart. Be present in the body, bring your awareness. Inhale and exhale. And they are movements for shock and overexcitement. Again, they're wonderful movements to stay grounded in the body, staying present in the body. So until our next video, which will be on fear and the dissension of energy, we have grief to work with now, we have shock and overexcitement. So until our next one, stay well and stay happy. Thank you.